So we're going to continue with Disney Plus, and with this new era of releasing films potentially on video on demand. And it's kind of ironic to me that I feel like this film is filler. Is it too late for a Black Widow film, and does it need to be theatrically released? I think is the big question here. During this pandemic and during the whole overall arc of the MCU and where we're at right now, where the character started from and where she ended, is there
Hmm.
any way you can really justify a Black Widow film being released after Spider-Man Far From Home and Endgame?
See, the way I feel about that character is that most of what we needed to know was told in other movies. I feel as though that character was at her best, most interesting when it was presented next to another character.
Gotcha.
We learned bits and pieces about Black Widow in movies where she wasn't the focus.
Hmm.
So it added, gave her, I think, more credibility in that you didn't know a lot about her, but the fact that she was respected by Iron Man, respected by Captain America, and was able to hold her own weight alongside those characters,
Hmm.
that was enough credibility for me to know that this isn't just added weight. This isn't just a character that's there just for the sake of being there. Black Widow is a B plus character.
Yeah, I'm not arguing against that.
Like that's
It is what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, it is what it is. Black Widow is a B plus character that was portrayed by an actress that put 100% into making that character
Even
as
relevant.
right, making that character as entertaining and as important as possible. But that still doesn't mean that Black Widow needs to have an hour and a half long movie post seeing that character die in the biggest blow off movie that they built up to.
Right.
I don't feel that it's something that's necessary. I don't feel that we really need to dig in depth into the mythos of that particular character. There's not much that can be touched on, in my opinion, that hasn't already been touched on in better movies. Or in, what do we know about the character of Black Widow? You know?
Yeah. She's a super spy, quality training, turned
Hmm.
against her institution, joined the
Hmm.
good guys in the end. I
Right.
mean,
And,
right.
and everything else that was brought to the character is as a result of the performance by the actress. Now, I could be wrong. There could be some surprises in there. There could be something that that movie brings to the table that makes you view the character in a different light or, fill in some blanks in between whatever. But I never cared what Black Widow was doing in between each movie. I never cared. That wasn't something that was presented to me that was made to feel like it mattered.
Hmm.
All I knew is that if Black Widow was there, something important was going down, and she was there because they needed her.
Exactly.
If that character is already dead now, I'm not saying that the movie can't be good. All I'm saying is that
Why should I
I,
care?
yeah, I need to be given a reason to invest time in this. With Captain Marvel, right? I still haven't seen Captain Marvel, but at least they positioned that movie as a lead in into Endgame, even if it wasn't.
And that was smart marketing on their part. You were looking
Right,
for any kind of hint for the next film, and that was presented as that hint for the next film.
right. Even if
Yeah.
it wasn't a lead into it, it was presented as, oh shit, I need to see this before
Hmm.
I go see the other one. With Black Widow, unless this movie is gonna introduce a new character that is gonna be appearing in subsequent movies, I can't justify why I need to go see it.
Hmm.
I can't explain why this is necessary when we've already gotten movies in this genre with female leads before that.
I think what you just said is pretty much what they're banking on, what they were banking on. I think
Hmm.
what a lot of people were going to see the Black Widow film was banking on that there's going to be some kind of hint, some kind of clue to what the future is for the MCU, whether it be even a new character taking over the role of Black Widow, whether it be at the hint of the Eternals. They're looking for some kind of nugget in that film, some kind of clue for the next 10 years of the MCU. And I think they're gonna put that in there some form or way. They'll put it in the teaser, they'll sneak it in the film. There's gonna be some kind of hint for the next 5 to 10 films in the direction of the MCU.
Right.
I think that Scarlett Johansson worked her ass off. I think she is one of the best examples of a female actress doing action films and doing action movies and doing that superheroine role. I think it may have made her feel some kind of way that Brie Larson got the solo film with Captain Marvel. I think that seeing that maybe Gal Gadot get it with Wonder Woman herself too, seeing those two got that push, and she was kind of like, "Hey, I'm in the mix already." You know what I'm saying? Where's my film? I think this was kind of like her reward after 10 plus years of service.
I dig it.
Um, you know what I'm saying? I think this was kind of like, "Hey, we're gonna not throw you a bone, but like, hey, we're gonna give you this,"
Yeah, I
because
dig it.
there was this weird sentiment slash fear that a female led superhero film would not be financially successful, and that was bullshit from the start. I mean,
Hmm.
Wonder Woman knocked that out of the park. Whatever these fanboys will say, not fanboys, these individuals will say about Captain Marvel and Brie Larson, whatever, it made $1 billion, people. Let's be real here. Let's not twist the fact that it didn't made $1 billion. So whatever, with that hate train on. So yeah, I think this should have been done after Civil War. I mean, I think the storyline takes place after, between Civil War and Infinity War to begin
Hmm.
with. So that was that perfect, between that Winter Soldier and Infinity War era. That was when you could have really strategically dropped this shit, and it really would have popped off with anticipation, rather than just like, I need an MCU film, like I want it now because I haven't had my fix of a Marvel film, and this is my next fix. So that's the only kind of draw to this film, other than the fact that, there's really not much to it other than the fact that this is a Marvel film, and it might
Right,
lead a
right.
clue to the future, because we saw her character arc done. She had a
Right.
great character arc. It ended in Endgame. We all
Hmm.
felt some kind of way, either positive or negative, for what transpired with her at
And it was
Endgame.
it.
And that was it. You know what I'm saying? That's that conclusion. Now I don't want to hear. I mean, theories about that she lived, blah blah blah. I don't know, man. But that was a that was a good ending, and for them to kind of go back and do it now is cool that they gave Scarlett Johansson that respect and they gave her film. They were a few years too late, in my opinion, to jump on that. They could have been jumped on it. They could have had it before Wonder Woman. You know what I'm saying? They could have, if they had that confidence in themselves to present her in that kind of way. If Captain Marvel can get $1 billion, Black Widow can.
It
Scarlet
feels
Joe can get it. You know?
it feels like DLC
Right.
that gets released after you've already beat the game pretty much.
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
with that being said, though, I do not believe that it will get released on Disney Plus. I don't think so. I think that regardless of how we feel about the character and whether or not it's necessary, it's not getting released on Disney Plus, man.
Hmm.
I just think that there's a different feeling and a different sentiment towards these MCU related movies to
Uh,
where they want you to experience that on the big screen to
uh,
let you know that there are levels to this
right.
shit.
I can kind of see that too, where they don't mind a 2 year, 3 year wait. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, even if they're still filming other films now. Like, okay, so these films got really delayed another year or two. To them, that's like, oh, well, okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're still the MCU, we're still Marvel. People are gonna still come to see our movies. So, regardless, if we don't get to this stage by in 10 years, it might take 15 now, but we're still gonna get there slowly but surely. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? So I can kind of agree with that. I can see them holding out on Black Widow, an MCU film. I mean, what better film to get butts and seats than an MCU film? Do you see any other film to get people in the theaters upon the theaters opening?
Not to the level to where you can get everybody's dollar. The only
Hmm.
other one, the only other film series that does that is Fast and Furious, and like they've
Right.
already kind of announced that the next one was going to be pushed back. So other than that, there really aren't too many other properties right now that can get everybody's dollar like
Hmm.
that. So
Yeah.
yeah, do I feel that it's necessary? No, I'm not gonna change. I'm not gonna change my mind on that just because of what we've seen. But at the same time, I can't think of too many movies where, or too many series of movies where a character gets killed in one movie that takes place in the present or in the future, and then you go back to the past, and that character is the headliner of said movie. I've never seen that before, so this is still uncharted territory. When you have that kind of track record that the MCU has, there's no reason why it can't work. There's no reason why I don't think that it'll at least be a decent movie or even be a good movie. There's no reason for me to think that. But as far as the demand behind it, do I feel like it's something that I need to see? Like I need to be there in the theater when it comes out? Nah, I don't feel that way.
I feel that sentiment too, man, about it being DLC. Do I honestly feel like it's a theatrical release at this point in time? I kind of don't. I kind of feel like it is DLC. I kind of feel like it's supplementary
Yep.
material where it's not really directly needed. I'm sure that it's probably there's a higher chance it's a more entertaining film than Captain Marvel. I didn't really feel like that movie was great. It was okay at best, but it got my butt in the seat to watch it. I mean, so with that, I really feel like Black Widow should be on Disney Plus to a certain degree, but I also believe that they're gonna get my money when it does become a theatrical release, and I'll go see it on the big screen. I think it's cool that Scarlett Joe got her chance to get her own solo film. And I mean, Taskmaster, I'm not so hyped to see Taskmaster on film. Like,
I'm feeling that though.
you
I'm a
feeling
little.
that?
Yeah, man.
It's
I
it's
do want to
cool.
see that.
Okay, okay, it's cool. I mean, I
Yeah,
think that matches her power level.
yeah, man. I mean, I don't know much about Taskmaster, but his skill set sounds fire. Like his skill set sounds dope. The things that I've read about the Taskmaster are cool. So
Yeah, it's a
I
cheat
mean,
code. It's a cool cheat code. You can literally have him do Hawkeye moves, Captain America moves. The fight choreography should be, oh man, it should be top
oh yeah,
notch.
yeah, that
You
shit is
know what
gonna
I'm
be
saying?
insane.
If he can do some Spider-Man moves with Black Panther, with Captain America, you know what I'm saying? The fight choreography should be out of this world for this
Yeah,
film.
that
With
shit is
someone
gonna
like
be crazy.
Taskmaster. Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, but truth be told, in a different era, like a Black Widow movie coming out post the big movie that made all the money would be a straight to VHS release.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Back in the day, definitely that would be straight to DVD. Catch it in Walmart, special edition at Best Buy with the
Yep,
variant cover for extra $2-3.
and that would be that.
And that would be that. Right, right.